I actually got up, got dressed, and started filming at a decent time today. How on earth did that happen? Aliens. Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Nika and I'm here to tell you that cows can say moo. Your facts are getting worse and worse by the minute. I hope you know that. My name is Nika and I am not an encyclopedia. Do people still have those? Are those still a thing? Do they make new ones or is the internet just the only encyclopedia? Questions. Yes, welcome back to my channel and it just so happens to be Camel Day. So we're gonna camel it up right here. Camel Day. That's what happens. Okay, for the third time, welcome back to my channel. So today, I wanted to do a Q&A, but I didn't really want to ask my people that I knew on Facebook because I felt like their questions would be really weird. Because everyone knows me, so they're gonna want to know really weird things, right? I don't know. So I took to the internet and I was just trying to find some random survey questions and I found this website and it was random questions you should ask a girl. And I'm assuming these questions are meant for a date setting or an icebreaker for if you like a girl and you want to get to know her. So I thought today I would ask myself those questions and see how it goes for me. Chances are I won't be experiencing a first date again because I am happily married. So I might as well take myself on a first date so I can relive that excitement. I'm honestly really happy that I don't have to relive this excitement in real life because honestly, first dates are really stressful for me. I always feel so nervous and I have to put on this persona and I can't be this weird version of myself. I have to pretend either A, I'm just this really put together girl, or B, I'm really deep. In all reality, I would much rather be watching Mars Attacks and drinking coffee. That is the real me, everyone. You are welcome. So I picked the most interesting questions for this. There were a lot, and it would have been blah, 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 blah. I cannot talk. Do you ever just forget how to speak the English language? Do you ever just forget? That's what's happening to me right now. Okay, calm down. So I selected the questions I found were the most interesting. I couldn't do them all because the list was just really long and my computer wasn't wanting to print them, so I had to write them. That is how dedicated I am to this channel, you guys. I will sit there and I will write out random questions to ask myself. What is my life about? Okay, so I'm assuming that you probably in real life wouldn't ask all of these in list format, but that's what we're gonna do today because a first date with myself just has to be awkward. You guys probably hate me. Keep subscribing, please. I need you. First question is, what's your name? Nika. I would hope you would know that on a first date. So maybe this is more you see a girl in a high school or college setting or in a public outlet and you see her and you are attracted to her and you like her. So that is a good question for that, but don't ask on the first date. That's weird. Unless you're online dating and you're using a username, but then that's dangerous because never mind. You guys get me. What's your date of birth? What is your date of birth? 12/12/93. Exact date. Or would you like it in other terms, December 12th, 1993? The 12th of December, 1993? 12/12/1993. How do you want me to answer that? It's a really weird question for a first date. I wouldn't, maybe what's your birthday? But I wouldn't ask what's your date of birth. That's a little bit, that sounds like you're trying to steal their social security number. How old are you? This is a good first date question. It is important to know how old your potential dating partner might be. So if they're super old and you cannot mentally handle that, then you'll know. And you'll know hey, this isn't gonna work out, you're super old. If they're 93 and that's just not for you at your age of 25, now you know. I'm gonna be using that a lot more than I should. What are your hobbies? Well, I have a YouTube channel. That's one of my hobbies. I like to make pretty things like jewelry boxes and tie-dye shirts and flowery things. I wish I could plan people's weddings for them, but I don't have enough single friends. If you're out there and you're single, please let me plan your wedding. It would give me so much joy in just having something to do. I also enjoy the theater arts. I've always wanted to be an actress, but I'm really short, so. If you were granted 3 wishes, what would you ask If you were granted 3 wishes, what would you ask for and why? This is a very loaded question. I feel like this is an interesting question for a date, but also the problem with this question is the girl might not be that real with you because like I was saying earlier, she might be in that whole persona trying to impress you. So she might try to say like deeper things than she would actually wish for, like,
I wish for ending world hunger. I want all the people fed. I wish that the earth would like heal and we wouldn't have any more climate problems or pollution. And I also wish that Dawson's Creek would come back for another season.
Is that a thing people wish for? Is it even over? I don't know. But me personally, right now in my life, here's what I would wish for. I would wish for my dog to live forever, or at least as long as I do. I would wish for a mansion with a whole west wing that my little brother could live in. And I would wish for never-ending salsa, like just a bowl. Like, so not like a multitude of salsa like in my garage, but like a bowl that just always refills and replenishes the salsa. If anybody knows me, they know I love salsa. If you could only do one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be and why? This is another thing they might try to be deeper or less real about. A first date answer might look like, oh, you know, I would do a job that I was passionate about, or I would go on mission trips and help people, which is all great. And some people might actually, I'm not trying to call people out, some people might actually truly wish that, and you are amazing people, and I'm so glad the world has you. But me and myself, if I could do one thing, it'd probably be hang out with my dog. I like my dog. Maybe that could involve taking my dog on these trips, even though taking my dog on a plane absolutely terrifies me, and like, unless there was like an emergency where we had to get out of the country, I don't plan on ever taking Scraps on a plane. It just freaks me out because like he's gonna be the last priority if like the, you know, like if what happens in Sully, that movie, the river, what is the river called? What was that river called? I don't know, but like the plane that flew into the river, it starts with an H, right? I don't know. But that terrifies me, and like I was watching that movie, which was a great movie. Great jobs, Tom Hanks, if you ever see this. Yes. I was watching it and I was like, what if my dog was in the cargo hold? Or what if my dog was under my seat and people judged me for trying to save him? That was what was running through my mind. I know in a plane crash, you know, the people would be most important, but that's why I just won't take Scraps on a plane unless I absolutely have to. That freaks me out a lot. And also, like, I don't like the idea of him being stuck in cargo. He gets so scared by himself. There's no reason. I would rather just drive than put him through that. This went on a lot of rabbit trails. We went from what would I do all day if I could to my dog in a plane. Did you ever have an imaginary friend as a child? I did. I remember I had a boy and a girl. I don't remember their names, but I remember I would always blame them if I did something wrong, or like even weirder, like I was the oddest child. So one time I thought about stealing money from this kid because he had a bunch of quarters in his pocket and he was like showing them off, and I was like,
I could buy lollipops with that money. I could buy a Happy Meal with that money. He doesn't deserve that money.
I didn't physically do anything, and I was also about 4, so you know. But I thought about it, and then I felt really guilty for thinking about it. So I told my mom that my guy imaginary friend stole money from somebody. And then the more popular imaginary friends who did not get into trouble were Meow Meow and Arf Arf. They were obviously a cat and a dog. I was not as creative with names as I am now. I'm sometimes creative with names. If I were to get a lizard right now, his name would be Martin. I once had a lizard named Reginald, and Elvis, and Big Daddy. But yes, I did have imaginary friends, and now my dog just kind of fills that space. I talk to him about my life problems, and it works pretty well. Have you ever thought for even a second that Hogwarts was real? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I was not allowed, you guys know this if you've been to my channel before. If not, here's a new fact about myself. My mom was one of those people that was very worried about their children watching Harry Potter. It was a whole big thing back in the day that I don't think is as much of a thing now. But yeah, a lot of parents were super concerned because it was witchcraft and wizardry and sorcery and all that stuff, so I was not really allowed to watch it. I didn't get into it. But there was also always a secret hope in me that I would receive my invitation to Hogwarts and I could go be a witch or a wizard or something, or a mermaid. Can I be a mermaid in that universe? I really want to be a mermaid. After watching Twilight, do you like vampires or werewolves more? Here's the thing. I read Twilight when I was in 7th grade and I was living in Texas. I was the new girl that everyone was like super interested in. So I like was Bella. It was the weirdest thing, but like everything, the first 2 chapters in the book happening to Bella was happening to me. So I was like, oh, I am Bella. And I was Team Mike. I remember, like, I think book Edward is a lot, like to me was a lot better than movie Edward because I don't find Robert Pattinson, that's just, you know, not what I'm into. And so when I imagined Edward, he looked like Viper. I'll show you a picture right here from Full House, DJ's boyfriend. That's what I pictured for Edward. But even then, I felt really bad for Mike. I was like, you know, Mike, he's this cool, sweet guy that like would probably do anything in human form for Bella, and she would have had a lot less of a problem dating Mike than she would have Edward. No offense to vampires, but they, in the Twilight universe, cause a lot of problems, and they're shiny. So I don't know, I was always Team Mike. I pictured Mike as this guy that I liked in middle school, so I was always more like, oh, I'm Team Mike, yeah, go for Mike, girl, just go for Mike. I don't think different species should be dating. Team Mike. Do you have any pets? No, but I have a child. Can you imagine how weird it would be if I was like, no, but I have one kid. This is my son. He's just a hairy human. Don't judge him. This is my son. Do you believe in God? Now, this is a good first date question because I do think it's important to have the same morals and same core beliefs if you want to have a relationship with somebody. Personally, I think that's important. But I think that's a very loaded question for just meeting someone at Starbucks. Like, you know, I am a Christian, so yes, I do believe in God. Do you prefer salsa eating or salsa dancing? Eating it. And then this is the last question that I have. What is your first thought waking up? And I can give you, I think I could show you better than I could tell you. Ugh, why did I do this to myself? So those were some random questions apparently you should be asking the females in your life. You are welcome, men. The best advice that I can give to you single fellas out there is one, if you are over 18, check for a ring. First, rule number one is just always check for an engagement or a wedding ring. It's on the left ring finger. It is a marriage ring. And if they're wearing that and they're not married, that is on them. Two, just be yourself, you know, ask questions that you genuinely want to know about the person. Don't make it too weird the first time you meet them. Those deep conversations are for first date, actual date, and beyond. I would just keep it pretty casual upon approaching a female at Starbucks or in school or at the movie theater. I don't know what this is. It's a new dance. Ooh, okay, sorry, I'm so sorry. And lastly, it's okay. We're not as scary as we come across most of the time. If you were to ask me out right now, I'd probably get really nervous because I am married and I would be like, I'm sorry, I'm married. So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and let's grow our weird little family bigger. Grow it bigger. I don't know what that means. As of right now, I have about 48 subscribers and I love all of you and I'm glad I can share my weirdness, myself with you. Thank you for accepting me as I am because I didn't think people would, so I'm really happy you guys do. You can also follow myself on Twitter for hardly ever anything because I don't understand Twitter, but I'm on it. And you can follow Scraps on Instagram at Scrapadapple for daily doses of cuteness, sometimes weekly, but I do understand Instagram a lot better, so your chances of cuteness and posting are way better on Instagram. And we also do have a vlog channel, which I have been actually working a lot on. I was gone for 2 weeks. Week 1 was because I just ended up being really busy on Wednesday, and that was just the only day I could have filmed. I was really sad, but that's just how life works sometimes. You get busy. And then last week we went camping, so I vlogged packing and camping, and you can see all of that on our vlog channel, Classy Bird Vlogs. And that's it for now. Bye!